I'm Quade Robinson, a master's student in Regional Studies East Asia at Harvard University. This summer, I'm interning as a junior fellow, working with the Asian Division on their pre-war Japanese serials project. To summarize my project, I'll start with the material itself. What are some of the qualities of a magazine like this one? Well, typically, they're easy to read and easy to digest. Their audience is sometimes broad, sometimes narrow, but their content is mostly topical. They are ephemera of popular culture, but as my project shows, many have lasting impacts for researchers and historians. Today I'd like to share a brief presentation, giving an overview of my project and sharing some of the pre-war Japanese serials I'm working with. My project involves analyzing the B collection, a subset of the main Japanese collection, which contains most of the library's pre-war and occupation period Japanese language serials and periodicals. Here we can see an image of the Adams Building in Washington, D.C. on the Library of Congress campus where the B collection is stored. Breaking down the collection, it spans some 45,000 to 75,000 individual issues across 14,500 volumes and consisting of 4,000 unique titles. These titles include popular magazines, government reports, journals, and newsletters targeting niche consumer bases. A common thread amongst the periodicals is that they were used to bring communities together, both small and large. Many periodicals were requisitioned by the American occupation forces following Japan's defeat in World War II, and this is reflected in the politically charged aspect to many of the publications, including political leaflets and lengthy statistical accounts of the colonies meant to drive immigration and investment. On the opposite end, some assorted collections of poetry and literature were not meant to be distributed further from the creator's village, yet ended up in the B collection all the same. Narratives of community formation and grassroots historical threads are found throughout the collection. Using the metadata of the collection, I'm weaving these threads into a theme, uncovering, identifying, and categorizing the titles into groupings helpful for researchers. My current undertaking is creating a LibGuide that will help researchers to quickly and effectively find and access relevant material. Thus far, I have grouped over 1,000 titles that are directly related to a specific geographic region, spanning dozens of countries from every continent except Antarctica. On this slide, we can see from left to right the Takasago Times about Taiwan, Iminchi Jijo, a journal about immigration. This specific issue is about Brazil, and Asia, a journal about East Asia in general. Hundreds of the titles can also be thematically linked. For example, many relate to the emerging mediums of film and television, or are newsletters and journals targeting members of left and right-wing political groups, showing both the mainstream and underlying political currents present in pre-war and wartime Japan. On this slide, we see Fuji no Tomo, another journal. This one is marketed mostly towards women. In the middle, we can see an advertisement from that magazine. And on the far right, a page from Iminchi Jijo showing routes of mail ships throughout Southeast Asia. Although the nature and scope of my project have shifted with the change towards remote work, I'm appreciative that I'm able to work with the junior fellows and the Asian Division on this project that is connected to my own field of studies. I'm hopeful the project will be used in the future internally by the Asian Division and externally to help researchers better access and utilize this collection.